now you got Boots Ennis in your weight class.
Definitely.
What do you think about him?
Oh, he's very, very talented. He's unproven, but he's very talented.
Yeah.
The eye test tells it all. You know, he's got the it, you know, but we haven't seen him against any elite fighter. We've never seen him tested. So until then, you know, we just going to keep saying, oh, Boots, 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 until he meet that fighter that.
It's a different type. Like, you can be riding that wave. You've been getting all these knockouts of all these other different guys, but you've never been in the ring with an animal like Crawford. And when you get in there for the first time and you get hit upside your head and you see that you can't do the stuff that you usually do against the guys that you fought, you know, at the lower level, bro.
Would you consider going back down to 154 and face Jaron Ennis, the guy who prepared Canelo Alvarez for this fight?
Nope. I ain't going down one.
When Terence Bud Crawford confirmed that he will face Jaron Boots Ennis, Joe Rogan reacted with surprise. Rogan had earlier said the matchup was unlikely to happen, but it has now been made official, and he described it as impressive given the heavy power both fighters bring. Boots added that this is the fight supporters have been hoping to see.
That's the fight that everybody want to see.
Yeah.
I want to do it.
Do you respect him as, like, when he's like, I got a couple fights left, I'm at the end, I'm only trying to get mega fights, so...
I understand it, but don't lie or cap to the net and make it seem like I had the opportunity to fight you and I didn't. I never did. You know what I'm saying? And then that one time that I did, we said, they called, and we said, we never heard nothing else back about it. So,
right.
I mean, I respect it, though. I mean, get your money. You know what I'm saying? Do your thing. But don't be capping on it.
After Ennis scored a win over Royman Villa, fans quickly started asking who he would face next. Even Virgil Ortiz challenged him right after earning a knockout win of his own. But now the situation has shifted. Crawford is stepping up in weight, and the boxing world is talking about a possible explosive clash between two of the sport's most dangerous and skilled fighters.
And I'm always going to root for Boots. Boots is from Philly. Terence Crawford is a specialist. Boots is a specialist. It'll be a great fight. Terence is my guy, man.
Jermall Charlo reacted with anger after hearing that Terence Crawford was set to face Jaron Boots Ennis. He felt the opportunity should have gone to him and said he deserved the chance to compete with top-level opponents while building his legacy. Charlo spoke against the Crawford and Ennis matchup and insisted that a fight between Crawford and Charlo is the only one that truly makes sense.
I want all the smoke. I want smoke with Crawford. I want all the smoke. Give me the best shit. I'm in shape. I train. My lifestyle is on the move. Everything is great. So why the fuck would I want the best, man? What y'all talking about, dog? I don't got time to be playing with none of these people with these promotionals and all of these shits. I'm with the old school boxing. I'm following all of the Muhammad Ali act and all that shit. I mean, man, whatever. Y'all want to change shit?
Veteran coach Andre Rozier had a different opinion. He said Terence Crawford would come out on top against Ennis and described him as one of the most complete fighters of his era. While he recognized Ennis for his talent, Rozier explained that Crawford's experience, accuracy, and ability to adjust in the ring place him on another level, especially after his victory over Canelo, which is an achievement very few fighters could repeat. The mix of anger, belief, and respect across the boxing community shows just how massive and unpredictable this fight could become.
I think it's attention, but Terence is on another level right now. I mean, he's on another level.
When you say another level, do you mean like marketability wise, name wise, or you mean talent wise?
All the above. All the above.
So he's a notch or two above Jaron even.
Exactly. Boots has to get there. He's not there yet. A lot of people don't know who Boots is yet. Believe it or not. So the boxing people might, but to be that stellar star, and that's why I'm upset about how his movement has been going, because he could have been stellar already. He's talented enough to do.
Not everyone shared that view. Tim Bradley was not excited about the matchup and described it as a serious risk for Ennis. He explained that Crawford brings both power and deep experience, which makes him a very dangerous opponent who can change a fight with one punch. While Bradley praised Boots as a gifted rising talent, he also said Ennis should gain more rounds against top-level fighters before stepping in with a proven legend like Crawford.
I would hate for him to get in this type of fight with Crawford You know what I'm saying? I would hate for him to get in this fight and look average. Look average. Because if you go back and you watch a lot of, and he's a spectacular fighter. Boots is a spectacular fighter. I'm a fan. I'm a fan of Boots. I think he's next. But he needs to be tested. He needs to be tested with he needs to be tested with a guy like that.
Greg Hackett saw the situation from the other side. He said that every era in boxing is shaped by the fighter brave enough to take control, and added that Crawford has been doing exactly that over the last 2 years. Hackett believes those recent performances strengthened Crawford's star status more than many moments earlier in his career. At the same time, he explained that every generation eventually welcomes a new champion, and this could be the moment when Boots begins his rise. In his view, Ennis has deserved this opportunity, and keeping him away from a fight with Crawford would go against the natural progression of competition in the sport.
He talking like that, same reason Tim Bradley talk like that. Cause they know he that. But shit just got started. Think about it. How long was the Bud Crawford era if Bud Crawford didn't start getting respect till 2023 for what he do? So if it's 2025 and we already talking about Boots Ennis, who's 10 years younger, who could possibly turn up this next 10 and make it crazy, that means the average person who don't really understand boxing, never really watch boxing, pay attention to boxing, and not really a boxing fan, they're not going to remember. But
Danny Garcia reacted to the announcement with a wide smile and clear excitement. He said this matchup represents everything that makes boxing special, with a young, hungry fighter stepping in against a seasoned veteran. In his view, it brings together youth and experience, while each man shows his own level of greatness. Garcia added that the fight will reveal who truly separates himself, and he even suggested a fair weight division where both could compete. He fully backs the matchup and believes it is exactly the kind of fight boxing needs to stay strong and continue growing.
I think that would be a great fight. You know, the young, hungry lion versus the legend. That would be a hell of a fight. Maybe 160. If it's a vacant title at 160, I think that they can make that happen for sure. I think it just has to make sense for both parties. You know what I mean? Yeah, I think if there's a vacant belt, Crawford's gonna want to be 6th division champion, and then he'll make Ennis move up to 160. I think they could do it at 160.
More importantly, Terence Bud Crawford also shared his view on the upcoming clash. He spoke with strong confidence in his versatility and ring intelligence, explaining that while many fans expect fireworks because of the aggressive style both fighters bring, he believes his understanding of the fight and ability to adjust will ultimately make the difference.
Terence, any chance your kids become UFC champions?
No.
Why not?
They don't pay you enough.
Crawford explained that he feels comfortable fighting in either an orthodox or southpaw stance, and said his position in the ring always depends on the opponent in front of him. Calm, focused, and confident, he made it clear that once the bell sounds, he will shift to whatever stance gives him the upper hand and keep control of the fight from beginning to the final moment.
You know, I feel I'm equally as great in both stands. I'm very powerful in both stands. I hit just as hard with my left, probably even harder with my left than my right, you know, but I think it's the opponent.
The reaction from Danny Garcia was positive and enthusiastic as he described the fight as a perfect example of what boxing represents, with a young, determined contender facing a seasoned veteran. He explained that the matchup blends youth and experience while allowing both fighters to showcase their unique skills and excellence. Garcia added that the result of the bout will reveal who truly rises above and suggested that both sides should find a fair weight division to compete in. He fully supported the fight and said it embodies the kind of competition boxing needs in order to keep evolving and attracting fans.
I feel that Jaron Ennis against Terence Crawford is the fight.
And that can be at 54, it can be at 60. You know, obviously we've got Lima to take care of first, but that for me is one of the great, you know, crossover fights, because Boots is the changing of the guard guy, and Crawford's the guy that's been there and done it all and just proved, you know, that he's still very much.
Before the potential matchup, Terence, Crawford shared his mindset, expressing strong confidence in his ability to adapt in the ring. He explained that he is equally comfortable fighting in an orthodox or southpaw stance, and will switch to whatever approach gives him the best advantage. Calm, focused, and in complete control, Crawford emphasized that he is back in full training mode with no room for distractions or mercy. He is preparing for a showdown with Crawford Ennis after proving his doubters wrong and following his victory over Canelo Alvarez.
Take that step, boom, and then come. First step, second step, blink. First step, going backward. Second, stop. 1, 2, going backward. Not this. It's this. Bam, boom. Step, release. 1, 2, going backward. 1, 2, going backward. 1, 2, going backward. 1, 2, going forward.
Every workout is organized chaos built on speed, power, and precision, with training sessions pushing the limits of intensity. Terence Crawford prepares like a fighter determined never to slow down, grinding through explosive pad drills, demanding sparring and relentless effort that leaves no room for half measures. Shanzadel gave an unexpected answer, saying he hopes the fight will energize boxing and create more excitement. He explained that the timing is perfect since both fighters are coming off big victories and are performing at their highest level, which makes a future showdown very appealing to fans. He also confidently stated that Boots Ennis has a real chance of defeating Crawford if the matchup happens.
My breath for Ennis's chances of ever landing that fight, with Crawford nearing 40 and Ennis still having a lot of catching up to do to make that a worthy assignment for Crawford. And nobody's been begging for that fight for the last couple years more than me, but I'm
Gilly Das said the matchup between Terence Crawford and Crawford Ennis would be thrilling and full of high-level skill intensity and suspense, while also predicting Crawford would emerge victorious because of his superior fight intelligence, timing, and experience in dictating the pace and finishing contests. He noted that Ennis displayed impressive ability during his dominant win over Royman Villa, where he controlled the entire fight with sharp timing, speed, and precision, ultimately breaking Villa down and showcasing his potential as a future star in the sport, while gaining valuable experience that could help him in a possible showdown with Crawford.
Ennis, Boots Ennis, he's the real package. He's the full package. I've been saying this for a long time. It's no secret. And a lot of people see it, and they had their ups and downs about how they feel about him. But he's the full package. He can fight inside, outside. He can punch. He's got good hand speed. He's technically solid. His father does a good job. He's mentally right. He's got the amateur pedigree.
Claressa Shields spoke positively about Crawford Ennis and his impressive showing, saying the performance matched what she anticipated. She highlighted his skill, discipline, and mentality, describing him as a fighter with the potential to become one of the sport's greats, and insisting that Ennis possesses the ability to defeat any opponent willing to challenge him in the future.
Shit. Yeah, Boots that guy. He did his thing. Hey, I like Boots as a fighter. And I want to see him fight the best and prove his greatness. That's what it's about. It's about proving your greatness. So, great job for him tonight. I ain't no Boots head. I know y'all be like, oh, I love Terence Crawford. I do. That's my pound #1 fighter. But I still got a lot of respect for it.
Terence Crawford's fight with Canelo Alvarez became one of the most discussed matchups in boxing. Facing a larger and stronger opponent, Crawford relied on sharp strategy, precise counters, and flawless movement to control the bout and outbox Alvarez from beginning to end.
You're so emotional afterward. Is it that you just realized everything that you achieved The moment just hit you then?
Yeah, for sure. Like, it's just, you know, the history, you know, behind the sport is everything that, you know, I trained for my whole life. It all was, you know, coming out that one night. That was all paid.
The potential showdown between Terence Crawford and Jaron Ennis has become one of the biggest talking points in boxing. What started as speculation is now being discussed as a serious matchup that fans and analysts cannot ignore. Ennis was originally expected to face Virgil Ortiz, but his decision to pursue Crawford instead has created excitement and debate. Many observers argue that if Crawford was able to defeat Canelo Alvarez, then Ennis might struggle because of Crawford's superior fight intelligence and experience, while others believe Boots' youth and explosive style make him a genuine danger. So how do you see it rate the fight from 1 to 10? And can Ennis overcome the veteran, or will Crawford's dominance prove too much? Share your thoughts, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more boxing updates.